very lucky, very busy woman, Emily Wurramara. Good morning.
Good morning, Rusty.
How are you?
I'm really, really good. Thank you for asking.
A- And where are you?
I'm in Meanjin. I'm in Brisbane
Oh, cool.
at the moment.
So you're at home.
No, well, I'm actually visiting my mum, which is interesting because now I'm in a 3-day lockdown that's just got extended. Um,
Oh, of
and
course.
so, it's a bit unplanned, whatever, but things happen, and it's just really comforting to be able to spend time with my family and to spend time in a city that I grew up. I live in Tasmania now, so I've just moved there in the last 2 years now.
Yes.
And Brisbane was where I moved after living on Groote Island and living in Northern Territory for 6 years. And so I went to school here, grew up here, have lots of beautiful friends and family here. So it's nice to be back. Yeah, back. This has always been my home, so it's nice to be back home.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, does this lockdown, you've got a few dates, a few tour dates in your diary. Have they been affected with this new lockdown?
Most definitely. Which is, it is a bit um, unsettling. It is a bit, you feel a little bit crap about all the cancelled gigs and stuff. But I think that's one thing that I'm learning is just to really appreciate where I am in the moment at the time. If something doesn't happen, that's cool. Um, at least I'm healthy, my family's healthy, um, and we're here. And yeah, it just makes you really appreciate the people you have around you more than the things.
Yeah, because you actually went through, oh gosh, it's almost a couple of years ago now. So, a really stressful incident at your home in Brisbane uh, was just at the end of the fires, or over the fire season when your house uh, got destroyed. I mean, that must have been a pretty stressful thing, and good to have family around and know that they were safe.
Yeah, no, that happened a couple of years ago now. Wow,
Yeah,
in May, I think. Um, but look, it's really interesting because I thought, I had all these amazing things that I had collected and all these amazing instruments, and it didn't really. I realized that when I had nothing, I had everything at the same time. So now I look at life like that. I wake up and I am thankful for everything that I have, like a pillow to sleep on, a blanket to cover myself in, a hug from my daughter. Like it's just all the little things that I live for now, and it's really beautiful. I think it's really affected me in a good way. It's really made me more appreciative of everything that I have and the people that I have.
yeah. So out of the negative, you've certainly found all the positive. Has that influenced? Did that event sort of influence you in your songwriting and the way you approached your work?
I mean, definitely. Now I write songs and I come from a place where I'm healing and I'm wanting to heal and I'm wanting to just see and be the best version of me that I can be for me and see people be the best version of themselves that they can be for themselves. Because I know that, we as human beings, we're always on this continuous, beautiful healing journey, and that's okay. We're just trying to find our peace at the end of the journey, I guess. And so I really want to connect with listeners in that way and connect with them where it's not a me and you thing. It's a hey, like I'm here, you're a soul, I'm a soul. Cool, we're singing songs and you're feeling it, and that makes me so happy. It makes me really happy.
Yeah, and um, that has sort of come through your songwriting since the start, if you like. I was reading an interview whereby you said when you were in your early days on the island at Groote Island, um, the women on the island didn't sing in public, and yet you wanted to empower them to give them that voice to say it's cool. Is that right, or have I read the
Most
interview
no,
totally
yeah,
wrong?
most definitely. I think I grew up in a community where it was always the men at the forefront of ceremonies, of singing, of bands, um, and you know, I didn't feel like that should be the case. I just felt like stepping out of that and wanting to do something that made me happy and that I know makes others happy. You know, when you step out of the crowd and do things on your own, it's seen as courageous. But I don't think, you know, that should be normalized to me, and being able to embrace your whole self fully should be normalized. And I think I'm very grateful that I learned that at a young age. You know, and I wanted to pursue this because, you know, I just wanted to do what makes me happy. So, and I want to inspire young women from all over the world to be able to hold their power and stand in their power and do what makes them feel at peace and what makes them just get up in the morning and what makes them thrive and live and dream and just be themselves.
Yeah, because you had what was, apart from the fact that, if you like, men were at the forefront, you had a pretty idyllic first few years of your life on that island, didn't you? It was very much a life of dreams and travel and fishing and family, which you brought into your music early on.
Yeah, well, look, um, I think that definitely, like, I have very strong women in my life, like my grandmother, my mother, my aunties. They're all very stern, strong, powerful warrior women, and so I'm very grateful that I had their influence into like the woman that I've become by these beautiful women, and then also, you know, my father and my uncles were very strong in my life and pushed me forward, and they didn't silence me or oppress me. They made me feel like everything that I was doing, what I wanted to sing about, what I wanted to say, they supported me, and my family supported me 100%. So I just want to implement that into our future young ones to be the auntie that my aunties were for me, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely. So when did you sort of pick up the guitar? Who gave you the guitar? Did you sit at a piano? Yeah, how did you come to sort of, if you like, choose music?
Well, when I was younger, see, my dad's side is Filipino, so we'd have like all these karaoke parties, and my grandmother would be on the karaoke machine and she'd make me sing, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, you have a really nice voice," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool." So one day I just kind of picked up, went to school, and was like, "I want to learn an instrument," and the first instrument that I learned was a violin in grade 3, and then I just kind of went from there and just taught myself piano and picked up guitar and ukulele and the saxophone as well, which is a beautiful instrument. Um, and then with singing, in regards to singing, I wrote my first song when I was 6.5 years old, when I first moved to Brisbane, and it was a song about mermaids and swimming in the ocean, and I was very homesick, so it was just a lot of reflection on my island home, and then I kind of went from there, and I started reading poetry books and started to learn more about languages and how, you know, I can use words to twist and to put emotion in and feeling into people, but not only that, just to capture what I wanted to feel. And what I wanted to say, because I was a bit of an introvert growing up, so I was a bit of, which was interesting compared to who I am now, but um, it influences, I guess, the person I am now. I'm a bit of a nerd, um, which is, I'm glad to say it, I'm proud to say it, but you know, it really makes me appreciate my musical journey because I did it not because anyone else wanted me to, but because it made me happy and I wanted to do it. So I did it.
And continue to do so. Now, when you write a song, um, you sing in language as well as in English. Does it come into your head in whichever language that sort of song or chord seems to fit, or does it perhaps start in one language and move to the other, or how does your songwriting process work?
Well, it depends, really. I don't really have a process for songwriting. I don't restrict myself to anything. So if I'm writing something and I'd be like, oh, that sounds silly, I kind of just I don't put myself into that critique anymore, because what I have to say in that moment, what I want to sing in that moment, how I want to sing in that moment, whether if it's in English or whether I want to translate it into Warnindhilyagwa, is based on how I feel in the moment. And so it's really hard to determine my musical process because I'm very random. I just go with the flow. It is what it is.
But you still do it very well, whichever way it works. It works. It works well for you. The last time I saw you, and gee, this is a while back now. You helped us at Bluesfest touring when you supported Mavis Staples at the Triffid, and that was the week before the world went completely bonkers and shut down. That was the last time I saw you. It was a packed audience, and it was very appreciative. And I think I said to you afterwards, "I'll see you in a few weeks at Bluesfest."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Big mistake saying that.
You jinxed it.
I did. I did. Can you ever forgive me?
All is forgiven, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Now we are looking for. Good. I've written that down that I'm forgiven, so that's cool. Now, when you come to Bluesfest this time, are you coming by yourself? A three-piece? What's your setup when you come to Bluesfest in a few weeks?
Oh, well, my setup is, so it's myself and my band, which is a 4-piece. And I'll also be having 2 special guests with me as well, who are doing backing vocalists. So I can't say who they are as of yet, but okay. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. There's going to be some dancing. I've learned a few choreographies for my song, so it's really, it's going to be really fun. And I'm performing some new songs on the unreleased album, so I think that it's just going to be beautiful to be on stage again and to be able to sing to the Bluesfest audience. I'm really looking forward to just being there, to be honest, and being with my band. We haven't seen each other for ages, so it's going to be good to catch up. It's going to be good to be at a festival and listen to live music.
Oh yes. Have you had a look at the lineup and go, oh yeah, I've really got to make time to check them out, or check him out, or check her out? Have you had a chance?
I've got some really beautiful friends who are playing as well. So I'm just looking forward to seeing them live and to just being there. I think it's awesome that it's an all Australian lineup. We've all got. It's just great for Australian music to be able to showcase our mob and our beautiful talent and our fans here in this country, because there's so many amazing, talented, beautiful people out there. But being able to hear from your own country is really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Let's name check the band. Who's in the band? Have you got your lineup sorted? Let's give those guys and girls a name check. Who's in the band?
I've got Guy, who is my drummer. He's really deadly, and Roy Kellaway, who is also in a band called King Stingray. He's been my guitarist for a couple of years. He's absolutely amazing. Grew up with all the Yolngu family up north, so we have that beautiful connection as well. And then Troy Henderson, who is my bass player, who also used to be my boss a couple of years ago. And I just turned around and was like, hey, he used to play in this band called Go Van Go. And so I was like, come play in my band too. And it just happened, and here we are. And I've just brought on a brother, a deadly brother called Mandaway Dutton, who plays keys. So we're getting some keys in the mix, and myself, of course, I play ukulele and guitar and electric, which is, it's always fun to have a mix of instruments.
Absolutely.
And then I have our two backing vocalists who I can't name yet.
Oh, okay.
But they will be there, and it will be fun. And it'll just be, it's a whole fam band. We're all fam, and it's all love in the band. Everyone really supports each other in the band, in the music, and also outside personally. So there's so much love for all of these mobs in my band. They're all deadly.
Okay, and with regard to your set list, you've sort of dropped a couple of times that you've got some new music happening at the moment. Where are you at with that?
Well, at the moment, I'm in the works of recording the new album, which is exciting. It's really cool to be able to hear, your babies come to life. Like, it's really awesome. And I'm working with some really amazing, incredibly talented producers and songwriters. All the songs are written by me, but I wanted to up it and have some collaborations also involved. So there's some really sneaky collaborations. So, throughout my career, I've been able to travel this beautiful country and abroad and make some amazing friends. And so being able to have them a part of it is going to be really special as well.
Uh-huh. And because you snuck it out to me before, you've just come, you have let out some new music in the fact that you've been voted in at number 3 on the Territory Sounds Countdown with a song called Cruising. Yay.
Yeah, so I've just released, last year in December, I released a song called Cruising, which was a dedication to my godbrother, Dion, who passed away in a car accident 2 years ago. But, he was the nearest, closest thing to a big brother that I've grew up knowing and ever had. And so I wanted to dedicate this song to him. And for it to be nominated as number 3 in the Territory Sounds, I'm a Territory girl. I grew up in Northern Territory. That's my home. The red dirt is my heart. And so it's such a huge honour to be recognised in that field and amongst amazing artists like Katie Baker and Baker Boy and Santa. It's just, it's really humbling, and I'm so grateful for everyone who voted. I just thought it was so deadly. I was so nervous listening into the countdown, and I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to call? What's happening? And then they got to number 3, and then I got this call, and I was like, what? This is crazy.
Crazy, but fabulously crazy. Proud. Fabulously crazy.
Definitely, and it makes me really proud as a Warnindhilyagwa woman and as a First Nations woman to be recognised because, a lot of our sisters, we have a lot of beautiful Indigenous female artists that don't get the recognition I feel that they deserve, and so to be able to be there and be a part of that is, I'm very honoured and very humbled.
Yeah, and you are a strong voice in all of this time of change, which from my perspective is a fabulous thing. Do you see change happening in your life? Do you think we're moving fast enough, or have we still got a long way to go?
Look, with change is inevitable. Like, this is constant change happening in little small ways people don't even realize. In little ways people are making changes, but those changes and little changes lead to big momentous changes. And I think we do have a very long way to go, most definitely. If we're talking in perspective of politically, socially and economically, we have a very long way to go. Environmentally, we have a long way to go, but we've come a long way. And I guess that's the difference between recognising having a long way to go and coming a long way, is that there's still a journey and there's still things that needs to be done to implement this society that we are all felt and heard and seen. And I think that, yeah, there's so much happening, but there's definitely a long way to go. And it's our duty, and I feel like it's my responsibility and my duty to help implement that ripple effect and implement that change in society, because we have a foundation, we have a profile, artists, we have things to say, and people want to listen. People want to listen to what we say because they respect our music or respect us as a person or whatever the case may be. But I'm really honoured and very proud to be a part of history and be a part of such a amazing industry, full of like my brothers and sisters who I call family. When I first joined in this industry, I had people like Shelley Morris and Emma Donovan and Sue Ray, who kind of took me under their wing and were like, "We got you, sis. Like, we got you, bub." And seeing that being done to the next generation of First Nations artists and musicians, and seeing how much noise we're making makes me so proud, and so makes me feel so deadly. It makes me just feel so proud of my culture and so proud of my people and how far we've come. And it makes me so excited to what our future is going to be and what we have to look forward to. And I think that it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a journey. It always is a journey, as I said, but it's going to be one the outcome is going to be so deadly.
Well, Emily, your little Bluesfest family here hope that you are going to bring that noise to the Bluesfest stage in a few weeks' time. Don't be shy. You get up there and you make all that noise that you want to make, and bring those special guests, and we'll fly through the Bluesfest weekend. Your family here are looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be coming, and really grateful to be playing as well. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone. Woohoo!